A young man is running through the streets of Mecca with a sharp sword in his hand. The goal is Dar al-Arqam, the auditorium of the new religion located at the foot of Mount Safa. The aim is to extinguish the life lamp of Muhammad, who spread the new religion, by showing the thumbs up to the religion of his fathers and grandfathers and drowning the honor and respect of the tribe. Every now and then, the young man meets his brother Nu'aym bin Abdullah. Nu'aym knows this young man running with a sword in his hand. Nu'aym knows very well about the stubbornness, courage, and strength of this young man. Nu'aym knew that this young man would not give up until he had done what he had promised to do. Nu'aym asked, "O son of Khattab, where are you going with the sword?" The young man replied, "To kill Muhammad." Nu'aym was startled, but he did not let the young man understand, but calmly said, "The light of religion that you are going to extinguish is burning in your house with a heat hotter than the sun. Your beloved sister and her husband have long since enlightened themselves with the light of religion." The young man had never imagined that he would hear something like this. He immediately turned around and set off for the house of his sister, who was dearer to him than his own heart. As soon as he reached the threshold of the house, he heard some unknown words coming from his sister's sweet voice. It was as if the young man had heard these words somewhere before. Nothing in the world could explain their sweetness. The young man did not know who had composed these words. But every time he heard them, his heart melted, and the sound of a fountain was heard. The confused young man knocked on the door. The door opened, and his brother-in-law Saeed stood there. Seeing Saeed, the young man remembered his purpose, remembered the promise he had made to the leaders of his tribe. So the young man attacked his brother-in-law. The sister, who came to save her husband from her brother, was also injured. Still, she tried to save her husband from the hands of her brother, who was harder than stone and brighter than fire. The sister's forehead was cracked, and blood was flowing. That blood appeared in the eyes of the young man as tears. The young man looked at his sister with defeated eyes and asked, "Why did you do this? Why did you betray your own tribe?" The sister said in a voice that was unwavering, "This is the only right path that we have taken. This is the only eternal way of life that will give us mental peace in this world and eternal liberation in the hereafter." The sister's sweet voice touched the young man's stony heart. He wanted to see with interest what they were reading. The sister said, "You are impure. First become pure, and then I will show you." The young man became pure, according to the method taught by his sister. The sister held up a piece of paper in front of him, on which was written some part of the greatest book in the world. The young man recited the words aloud. "We have not sent down the Quran to you that you should suffer, but rather as a reminder for him who fears. It is from him who created the earth and the high heavens. The most gracious is he who is established above the throne. To him belongs whatever is in the heavens, whatever is in the earth, whatever is between them, and whatever is under the earth." The young man was one of the few literate people in Arabia at that time. After reciting the divine words, tears welled up in his eyes. He asked himself, "Is this the great word that our tribe is so afraid of? Is this the knowledge that our leaders want to hide from us?" The young man's heart of stone melted and became soft. Who can turn him away from the path of such great truth that has been revealed to him? The young man ran again along the main road of Mecca to Dar al-Arqam, located at the foot of Mount Safa. No, this time he does not want the head of Muhammad. He wants to lay his sword at his feet and surrender to the great being, except whom there is no God, in whose hand is our life and death. The young man we have talked about so far, you undoubtedly know this young man. He is none other than one of the dearest friends of the Prophet. The one who makes the difference between truth and falsehood, the Lion of Arabia II. Caliph of Islam Hazrat Umar Farooq.